Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Smallman and welcome to this special draft edition of Two Guys, Three Questions. Joining me this week, a co-host of The Fast Lane and the color man for the St. Louis Rams, DeMarco Farr, and the heir apparent to the 11-2 time slot, Anthony Stalter. Thanks so much for your time, guys. All right, question number one. To the delight of the fans, the Rams finally get Sam Bradford, a playmaker, and they grab Tavon Austin, the West Virginia wide receiver. Give me your initial thoughts on this pick. DeMarco, why don't you start with this one?
Well, he's quick, he's explosive. I think he's today's NFL. The best thing he does to me is put the ball in the end zone, something the Rams offense didn't have last year, the season before that. So I like the way you put that. Sam Bradford finally has weapons. If you pair that with Jared Cook, Jake Long at left tackle, I think we're all out of excuses. Time for Sam Bradford in this offense to start scoring points and keeping the defense off the field.
Thanks, DeMarco. Anthony, what is your take on the Tavon Austin pick?
I like Tavon Austin. I like the fact that they went up and got the guy that they wanted all along. The Jets reportedly were willing to take him at number 9. So the Rams being aggressive, they saw the guy that they want. He's really the only explosive playmaker in this draft, and for the Rams to walk out of this draft with him, I think is very exciting. He brings mismatch problems in the slot. You know, you can line him opposite Jared Cook. And for anybody who's concerned about whether or not a team like the Rams can use both slot guys, look at the Patriots. They use double tight ends all the time, and they're very effective. So I think the key, obviously, is getting Brian Quick up to speed, getting him developed. But with Tavon Austin, him being such a mismatch problem, he's going to open things up, at least on paper, for Brian Quick, Chris Givens, and Jared Cook.
Thanks, Anthony. Okay, guys, question number 2. After trading the 22nd pick, the Rams grabbed Georgia outside linebacker Alec Ogletree at number 30. Now, many teams are concerned about him because of some off-the-field issues, but the Rams proved yet again that they're taking the players, not pillars attitude with this pick. Anthony, give me your thoughts on Alec Ogletree.
Well, both Alec Ogletree and Tavon Austin represent one thing, athleticism. So I like the fact that on both sides of the ball, the Rams got better in terms of at least being more explosive and more athletic. Am I concerned about the fact that he ran into a lot of off-field issues at Georgia? Absolutely. But if he can play and he won't be, he won't cause a distraction on the field, I think the Rams would be completely fine with that, obviously. They proved last year with Janoris Jenkins that they can turn a perceived troublemaker off the field into a potential star on the field. I have all the trust in Jeff Fisher that he's going to kind of figure out how to best utilize Alec Ogletree and make sure that he stays both in the playbook and he has success both on and off the field.
Thanks, Anthony. DeMarco, what are your thoughts on Alec Ogletree?
Well, when I'm shopping for a linebacker, if he's a little rough around the edges, that won't make me shy away. I think that's going to draw me to him. So the only question I have with a former safety playing linebacker, inside linebacker in the NFL, I assume he's going to be on the strong side for now. We'll see how long it takes for him to unseat Jolon Dunbar on the weak side. And if you face 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, which 2 linebackers do you keep on the field? Do you keep Dunbar and Laurinaitis, or can it be Laurinaitis and Ogletree? You've got options now.
Thanks, DeMarco. Okay, finally, guys, we had a local product come off the board during round 1. Mizzou defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson went number 13 to the New York Jets. Anthony, how do you think Sheldon will fare in the Big Apple?
I have nothing against Sheldon Richardson. I absolutely love the prospect. I love the player. I also, though, want to see him as a 3-technique defensive tackle exploding in the one-gap in a one-gap scheme where he's going to create havoc in the backfield. The Jets were on a 3-4. I don't understand the pick. Now, unless Rex Ryan is fired, and he probably will be, and next year they transition to a 4-3, that would make sense. But as of right now, the fit is completely awful. I think that Star Lotulelei would have been a better pick for the Jets scheme-wise. But player-wise, again, I love Richardson. I hope eventually he's in a 4-3 because I think that's where he'll succeed most. And that's where he succeeded at Mizzou.
Thanks, Anthony. And DeMarco, what do you think about Sheldon to the Jets?
Well, first of all, I thought Sheldon Richardson was top 10, but being drafted that high, congratulations. He was an absolute wrecking machine at Mizzou. I mean, he did wonders in the SEC. The only disappointment I have is that he's going to the Jets, and I don't really have a clear vision on how they're going to use them. I'm sure Rex Ryan does. That's why they took him that high. But it seems like he's a mismatch. He's a 4-3 defensive tackle, a B-gap tackle to me in the NFL. That's what made him a top 10 guy, in my opinion. And now you're going to play him in a hybrid 3-4 where he's going to be right down the middle of guys, which is going to limit his effectiveness. So to me, it seems like kind of a mismatch, but I thought the same thing about J.J. Watt.
Thanks to Marco, and thanks again, Anthony. I appreciate your time. That's all for this week's edition of 2 Guys, 3 Questions. Check us out again right here next week at 101sports.com.